Hi, I'm Ronnie from Ronnie's Garage. We're holding our monthly tech meet at my shop, and today we're going to be talking about the differences between the Silver Cloud Bentley 1s, 2s, and 3s. Lou thought that the 2 and the 3 had the same engines, and they're very similar, but they made some serious design changes. The Silver Cloud 2 came with smaller wrist pins on the pistons. The wrist pin, I don't have one out for you right now, is centered on the piston.
The gudgeon.
The gudgeon. Well, I like wrist pin. Gudgeon.
Is that a curmudgeon?
I can visualize a wrist, but a gudgeon, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
So what the Silver Cloud 2s, their biggest drawback was, first of all, they're the first version of a V8, so that always brings inherent, design problems. But they make a lot of engine noise. They had a lot of problems with piston slap, which is a knocking noise, mostly under load. And then also they had some problems with cam. They had some soft cams. They had cam bearings, which are what the cams turn in, are pressed into the block on the Silver Cloud 2, whereas the Silver Cloud 3, they're integrated. So it just spins in the block like every engine after that, every V8 after that, they got rid of the cam bearings. But the biggest improvement on the Cloud 3 engine over the Cloud 2 engine was the piston design and the wrist pin. They made the wrist pin, gudgeon pin, much larger, and then they offset it just slightly to reduce that piston noise. So the Silver Cloud 3, one nice thing about them is they have a split front seat. It's not a bench seat.
I have a split front.
So you have individual fore afts, individual recline. I think they're a little bit more comfortable.
Now, is this lever for the reclining?
This is for the recline, yes. So you lift it. And now I messed up the seat sitting for Jean's girlfriend.
What's this?
That right there is a great question. On the 2s and 3s, remember I told you they have that lower HVAC system with the blower? This is the intake for the blower. Through that plastic cover and is redirected through the heater ducting, which is also a recirculation. Remember I told you that outside vent sucks in exhaust fumes? If you turn that upper part off and use this only, then you're just getting recirculated.
Wheels a little different on this car too.
Steering wheel's like the Silver Cloud 2. It's smaller, more diminutive. You've got your upper vents here. Gene did a great modification on this to make it as factory air. So he put his air conditioning in that big box as opposed to in the back or in the dash. So this is the way it should be. So that means not only do you get cool air out of here, but you get it on your feet too. And it's quieter. That's the thing I was going to tell you about this. The in-dash units, they have little blowers, squirrel cages, and they're noisy as hell. So when you turn the air conditioning on, you hear fan noise. And I think it's annoying. The true factory airs, like this one, you can barely hear the blower. And like on Willie's, the blower's in the trunk, it's really quiet. The original one, we swapped it out for a modern unit because we had leak problems, but the original one is super quiet. So another difference they did on the hubcaps, the Cloud 1s and 2s typically had steel hubcaps that were chrome plated. Cloud 3s, they came out with stainless steel hubcaps. I don't know if it's much better.
Well, they polish up, right?
Well, chrome's pretty shiny, but
Unless it's,
stainless I guess is easier to fix or much easier to deal with. One more difference, if you look at these are called snow packs, by the way, those little vents. These two, they're exactly the same. So the 1 and the 3, they're the same. If we go over here and look at this 2, if you look at these, the outside is the same, but they got a little rubber grill in there. That was only on the 2s.
Why?
I have no idea.
Why do they call it a snowpack?
There you go. You're asking why questions. I don't have answers for those.
That'd be a good trivia question
Yeah.
for the next issue.
No. So on the Silver Cloud 1, they have a heater system that is operated by vacuum. Okay, so the switches inside, they have little vacuum ports, and the heater valve, the water valves, and also the vents are operated by vacuum servos, they're called. I don't know if we can see, oh, you can see one over here. This is the vacuum servo. So this has a vacuum hose going to it, it's sucking air, you turn the switch and it sucks air on one side of that, and it opens a water valve to allow hot water to run through the system. And the same with the flaps. I don't know if you can see it on, there you go, it's right there if you want to see that. You see there's one just like it. Can you see that in there? Let's see if we can get some light on it. See that? See that round thing down there with the vacuum pipe? There you go. That opens the flaps to the outside air out here. In my experience, the vacuum operated systems rarely have problems. Now when they went to the Silver Cloud 2 and 3, they went to little electric motors that open the flap. Okay, the Silver Cloud 3 has 2 valves. If you look right down here, I'll put my finger on it. Okay, can you see that, Steve?
Yep.
Okay, this right here is a little electric motor. Here's a water valve, and there's a little motor that has positions it goes to. So it's like a wiper switch, and we can get all where it has brakes in it, where it stops, but it has like 5 positions it can go to open up that water valve. Same on the flaps for this box over here. There are 2 flaps in here that operate the airflow. Here's the motors right here. This is a great view of those motors. Same thing. They go to certain positions. You just apply voltage to a different place, and those always fail. They're electric motors. They're tiny little things with all these gears. They look like a clock inside when you take them apart. So many reduction gears. But it's more refined, I guess you could say. I don't know. When they're going bad, they make these noises that sound like squawking seagulls. And they use, it's true. And they use these little motors in these cars up into the late 90s. My Turbo R has some that were obnoxious. You turn it and it sounded like somebody was dying inside the dash. Ah! And so the fix, a lot of them you can just take them apart and lubricate them. Sometimes you just got to replace them. So that's a little bit more refined, I guess. And somebody mentioned that this doesn't have an AC system. Yes, it does. It has a compressor here. That's the AC compressor. So it's just integrated the way very few of these cars came, but in that big heater box.
We opened the trunk so the car so you can see the difference between the air conditioning and the back, how big the trunk is, and how...
Okay, well, we can show you that. So the deal is trunk mounted AC, okay? If you look at this, here's a Cloud 2 that has a trunk mounted factory AC, okay? If this were not factory, it wouldn't have all that covering on it usually, which blows out on the back of your neck. It's really delightful. But it'll cool the car. It's not in your face, which is the way we like it. This car has a factory, well, modified to factory specs. And if you look at his trunk or boot, he's got lots of room.
Yep.
There's another factory air right here.
But you look at the difference in the depth and the...
Yeah. You sacrifice
Yeah, we sacrifice a lot.
boot space.
And also, just so everybody knows, that came on the 3, on late 2s, they put a...
That too has it. That
Yeah, but it's a
cover.
later 2. The early 2s, they
Yeah.
had it just like this.
And also the kiss. So where did you get those once again?
Oh, I don't know about the tools. We won't get into that. A real quick way to tell a difference between a 1, 2, and a 3 The 3s have much bigger tail lights, so that's your first giveaway. Back. Much bigger.
They also have Silver Cloud 3 on the back of it. That's interesting.
And they didn't have any Silver Cloud 1 emblems.
Oh yeah, they have that. So that's interesting.
And on a Bentley, it's a big S and a 3. So for S3.